All right. I think this. Yeah, it's recording now. How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for having me. How you feeling?
I'm doing good. And
Good.
correct me if I'm wrong. Your name's pronounced Osiris, or I'm butchering it. I already know.
Oh no,
Ors.
it's all good.
Okay.
Osiris. Yep.
Osiris. All right.
Yep.
Yeah. Where are you based in, man?
I'm in Colorado.
Colorado.
Yeah.
Uh, that used to be a good state, in my opinion.
I
Not
know.
anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can thank all the Californians for that. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Like
So
I've even heard it's gotten to the point where a lot of the Californians that have moved there to Colorado are sick of all the Californians that keep moving there now.
yes, that actually is happening. Other states are probably going to have the same problem too
Yeah,
with all the
yeah,
blue. Hmm.
yeah, yeah. I'm in Iowa actually,
Oh.
which has always been a purple state, and if it did lean anywhere, it would lean blue. But
Hmm.
thanks to Trump, which I'm glad, he turned it into a red state. Like we have a full on Republican governor, legislator, and yeah, and like I believe the redistricting for this upcoming year actually we may have all four Republican seats in the House, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah. Now was it your governor that did the rebuttal to the State of the Union? Or my
Rebuttal.
who
Kim
was it?
Reynolds.
Is it? Yeah. Did she do that? I forgot.
Um, I don't remember actually.
Okay.
Yeah, we can take a look right here for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm. I don't know much about her. Let me see.
Oh,
Yeah. Yep.
she's a great governor. She is. Yeah, she's actually, in my opinion, one of the five best governors in the country.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
high praise coming from you. I don't know
Yeah.
much about her. Yeah.
She's actually endorsed by Trump. Actually, she's actually
Hmm.
gotten to that point, and like I believe no, all three of our members in the house, three of our members in the House, not all four, but all three of them have been endorsed by Trump as well.
That's what they're afraid of, man. They're afraid of the Trump kind of takeover. But I don't know if you want to talk about Trump endorsements. The
Yeah.
latest controversy. Have you heard that?
Which one was
The
that again?
doctor, the Dr. Oz. Trump endorsed Dr. Oz, and a lot of people are kind of
I haven't heard too
shaky
much
on.
about that.
Okay. Yeah, I think it just broke yesterday on Saturday that Trump endorsed Dr. Oz
Wow.
for Senate, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Wow,
Yep.
that's actually odd. I'll have to take more
Yeah.
look into that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Uh,
that's what they're afraid of with Trump. Like he could be a kingmaker.
oh yeah. And Trump is like he's like today's JFK in a lot of ways. Like JFK back in the day, like he was one of the elites, and secretly, because that's everything. That's something that everyone should know. Like a lot of people don't know it, but it's something everyone should. But and basically, like with JFK, he called out all the BS, and because he did that, they took him out. And Trump today,
Mhm.
another thing that I'm happily admitting this, like Trump was actually one of the elites. That's a fact. That's a known fact. Yeah, and like he called out all their BS too, and that's why they're attacking him. Now, I'm not saying Trump is like is like hated as much as JFK, but he's hated like a lot because
I,
like if you
I might
remember,
say more.
I actually would disagree on that
Oh no.
because like if you recall like in Texas, like before his JFK's assassination, literally like JFK could not go a single place without being hated on. Like literally, like you can look this up. Like everywhere JFK would go, he was hated. And like another about not just JFK but his entire family as a whole, because the Kennedys, something a lot of people don't know. Well, I think you might know this, but they were actually drug dealers. Like they made a bunch of money. They made a bunch of money selling alcohol illegally, just like
Oh
a drug,
yeah, yeah,
just like a
yeah, yeah.
drug
I did
dealer
know that.
would. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like
You're talking about during abolition.
I believe so. Yeah, I
I believe
believe.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Their old man Kennedy was like leading the charge, and all of his sons were actually part of it too. Yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. But there was actually and what I mean by the fact that Trump was actually one of the elites. I don't really think he's one anymore. Like there was a photo of Ivanka at the World Economic Forum with Klaus Schwab sitting next to him. Like I'm gonna see if I can bring that photo up. Like give me a second right here. Let's see if I can bring this. I'm gonna see if I can bring that up.
While you're bringing that up, I've seen that too. And there's a couple people have kind of sent me stuff that I'm looking into. So that is an interesting topic. So we can get, while you're bringing that up, just think about, do you think Trump is a plant potentially?
No, I don't actually.
Okay.
I think he's just calling out all their BS and they are just going after him. Like if you didn't know, he gave a speech at the World Economic Forum a few years ago and he was calling out the socialists.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yep.
Like, give me 1 second. I have a lot of tweets right here. Bring this up. This will take me a second.
Oh, sure.
I believe it was Luke from Tim, who was on Tim Pool's podcast, posted this. Even though he's not a Trump fan, he doesn't like him. He thinks he's just a plant. I disagree with him on that, but yeah, he has a right to believe that. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. Luke Radowski is my dude, man. He is amazing.
Oh, he's a cool guy. 1 second. Where's it? I'm trying to find it. Hopefully he didn't delete it. I'm trying to find right here. Right here. You see this? Right there. You see it? And that guy also right here, he was also on Joe Rogan's podcast a few weeks ago. I forgot how you say his name.
Oh,
this guy
really? What?
Yeah, I'll look him up. I'll show you right here. I'm gonna try to find that. Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Experience. It's right here. Give me a second. Forgot how you say his name though. I think this actually goes down all the way to the top. It has to. Where is he? Right. He's right about. Come on. Don't tell me Joe deleted that episode. I mean that.
Is that
clip. I'm trying. He's the Indian guy. Where is it? I'm trying to find it right here. Where is it? I'm sorry. I'm sorry taking too long.
No worries. I think are you talking about the dude that was also on Tim Pool's show, the Majid dude, or what?
This guy wasn't actually on here. This guy wasn't on Tim Pool's podcast. At least I don't believe he was. I could be wrong. Okay, where is it? Oh, right here.
All right, let me see.
This.
Oh.
That guy.
No,
right
I don't
there.
know him. Yeah, I don't know him. Who's this dude?
Saguradu. I don't know how you say his name because I'm going to be butchering it. But he was on Joe Rogan's podcast, I believe, on a few weeks ago. Basically, from what I can tell, I didn't watch the entire episode. I only watched part of it. He's like one of these guys he's like I don't know if he's a high politician in India, but he has a lot of influence in India, really. Yeah. So I think, I believe that this right here, it goes all the way to the top. It's Klaus Schwab said, his organization has penetrated the cabinets of governments around the world. If you recall, he said that. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that dude is crazy. But yeah, they've controlled things. So you think Trump is a rebel against it? That's what I don't think Trump is a plant myself, but I don't know. I trust nobody.
I actually think Trump is an outsider. I believe he is because anyone who has the balls to call out the socialists and the globalists, especially at the World Economic Forum. Because why are they doing all these Russiagate and stuff like that against him? Although if they didn't see him as a threat.
Yep. Yeah. I know that clip you're talking about. The one he was talking about something like, "We'll never let the socialists ruin our country" type of stuff. That's true America first type. Yeah. Right in the WEF. Has that ever happened at the WEF?
I don't think
Anyone
so.
ever do that?
Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can find that speech too. I'm not gonna play the entire speech. I want to play part of it. Trump, World Econ.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's hard to find. You just WEF and right Trump maybe on.
Right here. right. It's right here.
Mm.
And like the thing was, Trump actually shook Klaus Schwab's hand before his speech. So what I think about this is like something a lot of people don't realize about Klaus Schwab. He's actually a Rothschild. He is, and basically, like I believe back in the day, Trump actually got bailed out by the Rothschilds at one point. I believe that is correct. Yeah,
I believe that's correct too. Yeah,
right here, right here. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were saying what, man?
Well, there are people out there that fully think, and I'm not saying they're wrong. I haven't looked into it enough, but there are
Yeah.
people who are saying that he's a full-on Rothschild puppet.
I don't believe that is true for a second. Like the families, they control the entire everything. And Trump was an outsider, and he breached and he went against them, and they started going after him. Now, I don't think they would actually try to assassinate Trump, and the reason is because they would give them it would be too obvious. They would give themselves right away because like we saw what happened with JFK and his brother Bobby.
Yep. Yeah. That wouldn't be a good route. That would almost make things worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
but you see the whole globalist agenda is basically against Trump, the populace.
Yeah. And like he actually gave a speech at his inauguration. He gave a speech about saying that a powerful speech about returning power back to the Americans and stuff like that. And like this gets into the Great Reset part where like Trump, he actually tried to stop the Great Reset but with the 2020 election, I have my opinions on it. I can't say that, but yeah, you know what I'm referring to.
Oh yeah,
but,
you know.
But I don't know if you believe that, but yeah,
yeah. I fully believe. We'll just say hypothetically because I don't want to upset anybody. But hypothetically, if there's concerns about the process, we got to look into it. And if you don't want to look into it, then now I have questions. Just on that standpoint, besides all the other things we've seen, I have a lot of questions about it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna tiptoe by the line right here. There's a reason why the Democrats are so desperate to change the election laws. I'll just leave it at that. I'm not gonna say anything else.
It stinks to high heaven. But you know the point when Trump came in, the first thing that got me was when he pulled out of the Paris Climate Accord.
Oh yeah,
that's when I knew he was kind of for real. I was like, whoa, this is different.
Or even better yet, when he pulled out of the Iran nuclear deal.
Yep.
Yeah, and now Biden's trying to go back into it.
Yep.
And I believe they're trying to create like a deal that's even worse, like would give Iran a nuclear weapon even sooner than it did beforehand. I don't know the full details on it, but maybe you can bring it up or something.
No, yeah, I haven't. No, I've been kind of following it very loosely, but a lot of the details are secret. Yeah. I heard Congress they don't even know what's going on with the negotiations. Wow. Yeah, they don't know.
Wow, that part I did not know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they tried to do a hearing to say, hey, this should be public information and we need to know at least, or certain members of Congress, and I don't know what happened with it, but nobody really knows right now. I mean, I don't think we'll really know until it's done. Yeah.
And here's the thing. Biden's obviously not doing this on his own. He's clearly not. The guy, his dementia is so bad, it's so obvious. So what I think is going on, I'm going to go even higher than what most people say. Because a lot of people say like all the people in the White House or in Congress are telling them what to do. I don't buy that. I think it's coming all the way from the very top. Like people like Klaus Schwab, Bill Gates, and a few others are telling them what to do. I believe the orders are coming down from them.
I agree. I agree completely. I think it goes all the way connected to the top. And that makes sense with the policies that are happening. Yeah. Everything that we're doing right now seems to be, actually helping China in a way.
Oh, so yeah. Yeah, what I believe is going on is they're trying to make China the world's dominant superpower. I believe because like if you watched a lot of Klaus's speeches, he praises China. Like he praised Xi Jinping I believe it was a month ago, saying that was it him or was it Gates? I could be wrong, but they praised like Xi Jinping as like he's the role model of where we should be going with the world.
Oh yeah, and then Xi Jinping had that speech.
Yeah,
I think he attended, or it was virtual, but he had that speech where everything was in line, and it almost felt like he was like the boss almost. Like I know you got Klaus Schwab, but what's the relationship there? China and do you know what that is? WEF. What's the
relationship? The World Economic Forum. But
yeah.
Basically, what the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab set it up. I believe I could be wrong. It was in the 70s or 80s. Basically, like he set up to be this like entire thing that could manage like the entire global economy and stuff like that. And basically, like China, like they're actually obeying a lot of the things that the World Economic Forum says. Like a lot of things they want to do is like globalization and stuff like that. Like they want to like one of the things that they want to do with China is that they're trying to use the slave labor of China to take over manufacturing worldwide, and that's clearly what's been happening. Yeah, and basically, and what I see happening is like you know how the U.S. and the U.K. are the big dogs right now, like they're Batman and Robin, but China and Russia right now are Joker and Harley Quinn, and basically what I believe is they want the elites, the Illuminati, I believe. Yeah, they actually want to make China and Russia the world's dominant superpower, like to be what the U.S. and the U.K. are right now. Yeah,
and it seems like our policies are almost helping that to happen.
Yeah,
like what's happening in Ukraine is actually bringing Russia and China closer together. And the reason why I brought up China, Xi Jinping with the WEF is China does not get involved with anything they cannot control.
Yeah.
Completely. They don't bow to anybody.
No.
So
Yeah, because the fact that Klaus Schwab is a Rothschild, which the Rothschild are the most powerful of the families, he has a lot to say. And he may actually be at the top of them. I don't know if he is or isn't, but he may be the one because he's the one they always push front and center. But then again, they have Gates. Because Gates is actually a Rockefeller, which is they're the number 2 family, and they push him in the U.S. So I don't know. Maybe they just put Gates in the front head of the U.S. to manage that, and while Klaus is heading the rest of the world. I don't know. I have theories on it, but I actually wouldn't have any idea on that part.
Yeah. I think Gates is the tie between the U.S. and China in many ways. So I think that's how useful he is.
Like, did you know, like, in 2020, Gates praised China for their sacrifices? Like, it was a really creepy speech he gave. Like, basically, like how I view it is like they were thanking them for their sacrifices that they can give to their, I don't know, their gods or whatever they believe in. Yeah. Because like I believe that these elites, like the Illuminati, because like if you see my logo in the intro, I actually made that as an insult to the Illuminati.
Oh, did you? That's cool, man.
Yeah, that was I literally was in Google Photos and I just made that right before I did my very first episode. It was actually pretty.
Oh, that's dope.
And literally, I add the blue on top of that to the Democrats' parts to insult them as well. Yeah. Yeah, I literally. Dope. Yeah, and I actually have my buddies who's the 3D modeler, is going to make me a 3D version of this, an intro. So this intro I have right now is only temporarily. I don't know for how long, but yeah. But back to what I was saying about the Illuminati and Gates and Klaus Schwab and all of them. They're either Satanists or they're Luciferians. And what the difference is that Satanists, they know they're doing evil and they're doing it just for evil, just for their own good. Now Luciferians, they actually do evil, but they believe they're doing evil to do good. So yeah, that's actually what the difference is. They're not actually the same, they're just similar. So I don't know which ones they believe they are or not.
But I remember you talk. It was the Bill Gates thing was like Wuhan or something like that. It was weird. It was like a thank you for your sacrifices. It was just very weird. And then he's got ties into the China Chinese military. Like I know Elon Musk and many other companies do business in China, but Gates is on another level with his connection to the military, the PLA over there, and all that.
Yeah, and like they say that Musk and Bezos are the richest people in the world. That is the biggest bunch of crap anyone can ever hear.
And I say that too. Like, is it Putin? Who's the real richest?
That the Rothschilds.
Oh, okay.
And then the Rockefellers, and like literally, there's an entire structure. Like the Illuminati, that's actually a real thing. To be honest, like I'll show you right here. Like these are the families. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, because with the Rothschilds, you're tying them in literally to like the Federal Reserve, right? In that.
Yes, like and there's a reason Kennedy was speaking out against the Federal Reserve because he said it was a giant takeover. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right here, give me a sec. Right here, this right. You see this?
Yeah.
This is like here's and also the Russells you see here. If you didn't know something, I did research, and Bill Clinton is actually a Russell.
Really?
Yes, he is a Russell. Yeah, because I dated his ancestry. I looked at his ancestry, his thing, and it dated back. He has a relative named Russell. Yeah.
Wow.
And like back to the Kennedys, they were part of the elites. The 13 bloodlines right here, you see? They were part of them.
Yep.
Yeah. And the Rothschilds, this is Klaus Schwab. Where's the Rockefellers, like this Gates, the Bundys. So maybe Ted Bundy. I have no idea about that.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. But and also back where is this again? Yeah, what were you saying?
Well, I was going to say, there's a guy I follow. There's a lot of people who are very good at this, stuff. But there's a guy I follow called Peasant Journalist, who he's very knowledgeable in this kind of stuff. So I'll give you his info. But yeah,
like here's this. I was going to do an entire video on this, but since we're in this right now, I'll just do it right now. T structure right here. Like this is actually where is it? Right here. This is it right here. You see all of this right here, the masses, that is us. Like they call us and like you've seen videos and stuff like that of like Gates and other people from the World Economic Forum referring to us as useless eaters. Yeah. And then right here, you get a lot of the counts, the religion and stuff like that. Like, yeah. And then you get up to here where like greed is this the real one? Wait, no, I don't think this is actually the real one, actually. I made a mistake. That's not the real photo. I'm going to refine that. I'm going to find that again because I know for a fact. Like, where is it? I'm trying. Oh, here it is. This is the right one right here. All right, same thing right here. This is religion, the media, and stuff like that. Then right here, you got the corporations that control everything, like Pfizer, for instance. You see that right there. And then right up here, you got all the central banks and stuff like that. Then you got the think tanks. And then you got here the Committee of 300, which they're the 300 richest families, and they make deals all around the world. Like an example of one of them, the royal family in the UK. They are part of the Committee of 300. Or in like the book 1984, I forgot who wrote it, but he is actually a member of the Committee of 300. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Give me 1 second. We'll find them right here.
You're talking about
1984.
You talking about Orwell?
Orwell and like Huxley. Like Huxley worked with Orwell. They were actually part of the Committee of 300. And like 1984, like if you like a lot of the things today are 1984 like I don't like I've heard like theories that 1984 is just like a pre-op, like they're just testing the waters to see what they can do, and it's just an example like they're what was I about to say, like they're trying to test the waters and to see where they can go with the world. Who wrote it? Orwell and Huxley.
Wow.
And then you got up here the Crown Council of 13, which those are the 13 bloodlines of the Illuminati that I told you about. And Yeah, they're actually the 13 richest families in the world. Like they control all the central banks and stuff like that. But like the difference between them and the Committee of 300 is that the Committee of 300, they go in there and make they make these like international deals and stuff like that to find out where the world is. And like, but they have to get clearance from the Council of 13. They get the final say in everything. Like they handle all the financial stuff like that. Yeah.
Wow, that's good. That's a good graph there. I like that graph a lot.
I do research into this kind of stuff. Like I believe there's a lot of people that are part of the World Economic Forum in these elites that are infiltrating our government. Like Dan Crenshaw. Like before I found out he was part of them, I was a huge fan of his. Like this was a guy who was a vet with an eye patch, missing an eye. He's a badass. And then you find out that he's part of the World Economic Forum. Yeah.
And then a lot of the things he's been saying make sense. Now, could I ask you about somebody though that, because I'm a fan of I hate using the word fan, but you already know where I'm going to go. So what do you think about Tulsi?
I was a huge fan of Tulsi. Because of how she roasted Kamala in that debate, if you remember that. That was pretty good.
Oh yeah.
I love that. But then I found out she was part of the World Economic Forum. I was like, oh my God, come on. You got to be kidding me.
But is she a part of it? Or what was this thing where they call them young leaders or something like that? I know Crenshaw was in it too, but are they really in it, or were they just global leaders?
Young global leaders. Like Zuckerberg is part of the young global leaders. He is. Also, a lot of BlackRock executives are the young global leaders too. Yeah. And BlackRock, we know about them. They've been outbidding Americans for homes. Like, the famous quote, "You will own nothing and be happy." And basically, they're outbidding Americans for homes 25-50% above asking prices, so that Americans cannot afford homes. So basically, they effectively lock them out of the market.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. The home purchases, and then Bill Gates and whoever in China purchasing all the land. Yeah, this is it's coming to a head, I think, soon.
Oh yeah, I believe this actually could be part of the national divorce idea, or a civil war, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if it's their plan or not, but something's going to happen. I don't know. Something bad will happen because these elites, they have this dystopia form of this world they want, and they're actually willing to sacrifice a lot of things in order to do it. Yeah. Or also this, I have, speaking of the Great Reset, I own this book. You see it?
Yep. Is that Bernstein? Who is that?
This is Klaus Schwab's book.
That's the Schwab book. Okay, yeah, I've heard of that.
You got to read it, man. It's disturbing.
Well, really?
He mentions one of the quotes he mentions in the book is that about a national-wide surveillance system where cameras everywhere, no privacy or anything like that, so they can detect something and stop it easily.
Wow, just like China, pretty much going to that. James Lindsay brought that up. The last person who I heard bring up that book, and I was like, man, I got to read it. Yeah, but see it seems like all roads, China's like the leader of everyone at this. I just did a video on they're doing the lockdowns again in Shanghai.
Oh, and speaking of that, have you seen how ridiculous their COVID measures have gotten? I got to show you this. You're gonna literally think I'm making this up without showing you this. I have got to show you this.
Oh no, man!
You're gonna
crazy.
Yeah, give me a second. Testing a fish for COVID.
What?
Literally, watch this. Serious. Watch this right here. That's a fish. The fish. It doesn't even have lungs.
What the hell?
The fish don't even.
That can't be real, man.
That's real.
I can't.
That is real. That is actually real. A fish don't have lungs. It's a joke now. So, yeah. And then when you look at this COVID thing, as you remember, Bill Gates, before a few weeks before it broke out, he hosted that awards game. I forgot what it was called, but that awards game 201, I believe it could be a simulation of a simulation of a global
I think it's
pandemic.
called Event 201. I think it was called Event 201, right?
I could be wrong.
Mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Event 201. Yep. I just looked it up real quick. Yep.
Yeah. And the Klaus's book, The Great Reset, in my opinion, I view it as the sequel to 1984. That's practically what it is. And like we've been hearing a lot of these elite stories about these elites, how they want people having no privacy. They want a social credit system. They believe they should be tracked 24 hours a day. We shouldn't own anything. And like where I believe this is going to go is basically like where I believe this will happen is like they will in the future they will have us living in pods, eating bugs, and be plugged into the metaverse. Yeah. So it's practically like the Matrix in real life. Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Where does Elon Musk fit in this? Because everything I see him doing looks like it's going against everything we just talked about.
I think he's an outsider. I don't think he's a Trump level outsider though, because Trump will say anything. Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff who are saying stuff. Musk, I think he knows what he can get away with. So that's what he's doing. And like, yeah, and like, I think there's some things that he doesn't have a choice at doing. Like, he opened a new factory in China. Like, in my view, I don't think he really had much of a choice but to do that.
Ooh.
Because like,
interesting take.
Yeah, I think he's taking like. Because like these elites, they're everywhere. Like they've indoctrinated children and stuff like that. Like I believe even some teachers and some people in like Hollywood are part of these elites.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's an interesting take. I never heard that. I got to think about that and run it too, because I chat with a lot of people who are into Tesla. You're like he didn't really have a choice. And that makes sense because a lot of the natural resources for the batteries and you want to be in China anyway. But what if he didn't build a factory there? He might have had more problems even continuing on with the company.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, like Trump. I don't know. Like Trump, for instance. Do I think he went to be president on his own? I believe he did. I truly believe he went and thought about being the president on his own. And I'm like, and when he started going against them, like almost the elites almost immediately, and that's when all hell broke loose on him.
Yep, I agree. Like, doesn't it feel like all hell really broke loose after he beat Hillary?
Yes, because like if you remember before the 2016 election, everyone was saying Trump has no chance at all, not even a little.
Yep.
And everything, and like Hillary would win by a landslide. Like you remember that the Young Turks' reaction to the election beforehand? That was pretty funny. You gotta watch.
I don't remember that.
I'll send you the link to the video so you can watch. You see the private chat right here? I'll send you the. Can you look at the private chat? I'll send you the link to that video.
I see it. Mm-hmm.
I'll send you. I'm not going to play the video right here, but because it'd be too long. But I'm going to send it to you. Like, give me 1 second.
Yeah. While you're doing that, I remember the Google. I've played it on the channel, a couple times. The Google it was the Google response, where the execs and everybody was in the room crying after the election.
Yeah, I remember that. And like really Cenk, I forgot how you say his name, from the Young Turks, he was pissed. Like he literally at first it started with worrying some. Then it went into denial. Then it went into pissed off, and then it just went into a full-on depression. Yeah, where is that video? Right.
I'm just thinking, like, while you're looking that up, like, why are people so just indoctrinated in with this movement? Is it that they feel like they'll get the money, the fame, or like why are they so against?
It's possible, but I believe like one of the ideas I believe could be true is that when you believe something so much from when you're taught something from a kid when you're younger, that you just can't accept that it could be anything different.
Mm-hmm.
There was a few things like that when I was a kid that I could never accept. Then I found out when I was older that and so I'm trying to find it right here. It's
Okay.
I know that video is shadow banned because like
Oh, was
yeah,
it?
I know it's shadow banned. I'm trying to find it right here.
Kind of
Yeah,
embarrassed by it.
yeah, I'm a little embarrassed by this. Give me 1 second. Yeah, yeah. Come on, where is it? Where is it? Not Colin Turks.
Yeah.
Young. Okay, let me try to find this. This should take. Where is it? Come on. Right here. I
It
found
sounds
it.
like
Finally.
you
I
got
found
it.
it. Fine. I'm gonna send you the link. I'm gonna send you the link right now
Mm-hmm.
in the private chat right here. There, it just sent it. Did you get it?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Watch that.
Oh man.
After this stream, you got to watch it, man. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's actually hilarious. And like literally in the video, like a bunch of the people, the Young Turks, they were saying like how basically how racist Trump supporters and Republicans are and stuff like that. Like literally the typical leftist reaction to it.
Yeah.
Like
Man.
yeah, like they were so convinced that it was that Hillary would win. They were so convinced, and then that happened. Like you literally have to be, yeah. How you have to be? You're either stupid or you just can't accept it. Like I don't know which one it was though.
Yeah, and I was blue pilled back then, so I wasn't really as engaged, but I actually thought Trump was going to win. And the reason why, correct me if I'm wrong, when did Brexit officially, get voted on? That was before the Trump election, right? It
I
felt
don't
like
know.
that. Yeah, I think it happened before the election when we knew that it was going to happen. And that was a populist type of move, a nationalist type of movement, across the pond.
It took place on June 23rd, in 2016.
Yep.
Yes.
So that was a forbearance to me. Like, wait a second, that's something that would be as crazy as Trump winning, and it went through.
Yeah.
Michael Moore warned about it. Morning Joe actually. Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski were actually on because they knew Trump well from the New York days, and they were not surprised. They were warning people the whole time that he might win.
Like I back then, I was also blue pilled. Like I was also younger and stuff like that. I believe I was a teenager in 2016. Yeah, I'm 20 right now, but back then I was 16. And I wasn't 16 back in then. That was in 2016. I meant, yeah. I was extremely blue pilled. Like literally, like I was always a liberal my entire life because my family was, and they raised me like that. Yeah, and basically like, and when it came down 2020 with everything like that, I slowly started becoming from a liberal. I became a libertarian, and then after January 6th, I became a conservative.
Wow, that's an interesting path. But just like you, 2020 is what really sparked me. I see you have the don't tread on me in the background.
Yeah.
So so how'd you? No, go ahead.
I also got this. Can you see the
yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
I bought that for $25.
Oh, it's a good price. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't get them anymore. Really, you can't find them. I had to buy it out of someone that was selling them out of her truck.
Yeah, because no company's really going to be doing it. Is it right? It's hard to find a company to be doing that kind of thing. Like even I was looking into like someone doing a little bit of editing for me or something like that, and I was like, man, it's kind of hard to find somebody. Like you can't just go on Fiverr for and just get a random person because everybody's indoctrinated to their beliefs. And I'm not even a conservative. I don't even call myself a conservative. I don't.
Yeah, you consider yourself a libertarian, right?
I'm aspiring because I'm still learning. I only really started jumping aboard in 2020, so I'm still early, but I'm aspiring constitutionalist libertarian.
Yeah. Even though I was always liberal my entire life before 2020, 2021, I always had one thing consistent no matter what. I always believed in free speech no matter what. Like like an idiot can say the stupidest thing ever, and I thought I don't like it, but he should be able to say it. I've always believed that.
Same here. I appreciate it. I want my ideas tested.
Yeah, same here.
Or I really believe them. Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing was that part of the reason I also got red pilled was whenever I was having debates with like conservatives people, I always kept losing them for some reason. I didn't understand why. And then when I actually became a conservative and I started debating people more, I actually started winning debates actually. Yeah.
Oh wow, so you're a debater. Yeah, I'm not a big debater. So have you done a bunch of debates then?
On my channel, no, I have not yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
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 Like eventually when I on my podcast when I start having guests on every episode because most of the time it's just me, but eventually I want to get to a time where I have a guest on at least every episode. I might have some people on to debate, but that's going to be a bit from now.
Yeah. I'm more in just having discussions, but I watch debates. Like I just watched Nick Fuentes and Destiny, which it was actually a great debate over Ukraine, Russia.
Yeah, like a debater that I vote, like a few of the debaters on YouTube that I would never debate. Like I would never debate Vosh. I never would because that guy is no. Because like, have you seen all the stuff that he said? Like, there's no way. First of all, you couldn't reason with the guy. And plus, like he said some things on his channel that if I even associated with him on that, it would damage my brand. It would.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna try to word around this really carefully, but he said on his channel he thinks videos of underage people should be legal. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, and every time he trends on Twitter, people bring it up. But yeah, it was bizarre, man.
Like, have you seen? Like every time that's brought up, all his fans say you need to look at the context. How? No, the guy said that's. I'm not going to say that word because this video could get pulled. But yeah, like you can't justify that. No. You can't justify that. Like I'm surprised even Tim Pool allowed him on his podcast multiple times.
Yeah. I mean, he's like a lot of people think he's CIA. A lot of people think he's a cop.
I think he'd be more closer to an FBI agent. I just think that. Mm-hmm. Like
I think so too. It's possible. I don't know.
Like Officer Tatum. I believe Jack from was it Red? I forgot what it's called. I forget Red Politics, Ready Go Politics, or something like that. He debated. Those two debated Vosh and Hunter Avallone on Elijah Schaefer's podcast one time. Yeah, it was actually a good debate. Really, all Vosh and Hunter did was just interrupt him every time. That's all they did.
So wait, Officer Tatum debated Vosh before?
Yes, I'll send you I'll show you right here. I'll show you right here.
Wow.
Yeah.
I will definitely watch that. I'm a big fan of Officer Tatum.
Right here. Right here. See?
What year was that? Oh, that was recent. Wait. That was last year.
It was,
really? How did I miss that?
They debated him on Elijah Schaefer's podcast.
How did I miss that one? Wow. I will have to watch that.
I'll send you the link in the chat right here.
Yeah, almost exactly a year ago.
Yeah. There you go. Did you get it?
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. And yeah. I don't take Hunter seriously either because you saw how Tim Pool destroyed him on his podcast. Remember? That was actually hilarious.
Yeah. Tim Pool's a beast, though. Like Tim Pool will destroy a lot of people. His recall is unbelievable.
Yeah. There's only outside of Vosh that can really take him to his limits. Sam Cedar took him to his limits too. Yeah. I can't stand Sam Cedar. Like no, I can't stand Cedar or Vosh. Like Hassan, me too. I don't hate him as well. I don't hate anybody, but I dislike him less than Vosh. But I still would never debate him because he is extremely radical. There's no way you can reason with him either. Yeah, like he literally said America deserved 9/11. He said that beforehand.
Yeah, it's crazy, and I think people debate them for clout more than. because you can't. They're not changing their mind, man.
Yeah, Sam's like you're aware of the Steven Crowder and Sam Cedar and H3 podcast situation last year.
Oh, yes,
Like I
hilarious!
watched
What a great moment.
all three of them looked bad in that video. Even as a conservative, I will say Crowder, he did look bad because he should because if it were me, I would have stayed there and debated because I have an ego. But I can understand why Crowder left because like they lied to him to trick him into doing that. Now Ethan, like the guy was a coward. Like he lied to Crowder to his face to debate him because he said just them two alone, and then he brought Sam Cedar in, who clearly knew that it was just going to be Ethan and Steven, and so.
I agree with you totally. I think Crowder looked the least bad. So let me be clear. I don't want to go after him first.
I completely agree.
You're right. You're right. I mean, you could tell now Crowder was ready. He knew something was going to happen. Did you see like hit the Crowder? Man, that was a hilarious. Yeah, he had what's his boy?
Like where he was like when Crowder was doing like his little stretches before the video. That was pretty funny. Yeah. And basically, like, I think Crowder he knew it was happening, but like when he came on, he overreacted a little. Like he was calling Sam and Ethan a bunch of names. Like you probably shouldn't do that, but I can understand why you were doing it. Like, it was like he called Cedar like some I forgot a button eye or something like that. Like I don't know.
Oh no.
I gotta rewatch it again.
That was a hilarious moment, man. I wanted to do a video on it, but back then it took me too long to do videos. Maybe I'll do like a flashback because it was such a funny moment, man.
Yeah, and based like if the opening scene, the opening minutes of that conversation was actually like I actually kind of wish the entire conversation was just like that. That's all Crowder and Ethan were doing, was just talking about their wives and kids. That's all they were doing.
Yeah. It was very civil. It was all good until the camera came on, and then Ethan was, he said his awkward thing, and then all of a sudden, it's Sam.
Yeah.
Let me ask you though. What. So you said like 2020 is when you kind of got activated.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who are some of the first? Were there books or podcasts? Who got you?
Well, here's it. The first guy was Joe Rogan, the first one. And because like I didn't know because like before 2019 and beyond, before that, I'm gonna be honest, I had no idea who Joe Rogan was. I truly didn't know. And then 2020, because I'm a UFC fan, I saw some of his UFC podcasts. I watched them. The first one I watched was about where he was talking about CM Punk and how he got his ass kicked in his first UFC fight, and in the second one too. And then like I saw he had some politic episodes where episodes with people from other politics, and I watched them and like, I started thinking like one of the guys I watched, Joe introduced me to Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro is the main guy who's got me red pill, the main one. And then I also got introduced. Yep, I also got introduced to Brett Weinstein and Jordan Peterson, like that. And and like Ben Shapiro red pilled me, and then Steven Crowder just took it further, like maybe a conservative too. Yeah, and also, also there was a smaller channel, a guy that I watch. Like he did a lot of conspiracy videos about this C-19 thing at the first months, and it's started getting me thinking. Like that was another red pill moment. In case you don't know who he is, his name is Trev. He's from he has a channel called Trev's Chan 2. Like he mostly does like movie and TV show reviews, like The Walking Dead and stuff like that, because that's his favorite show. But it was also my second favorite show too of all time. And he did some conspiracy videos too, which it started getting me like, oh my God, I gotta go into it. Like you should check his channel out, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll send you the link. I'll send you the link.
Thanks. Yeah.
I'm introducing you to a lot of things today.
Yeah, I love soaking stuff up, and I'm like you. I knew of Joe Rogan, but I didn't really listen to him that much at all until after, I think it was 2020. He was still on YouTube. I believe his before he went to Spotify, his full episodes were up there, and he was a big one. One of the big episodes was actually Tim Pool on with Jack too, Dorsey, and then the lawyer.
Yeah, which watching that video, like literally, they were actually trying to jack in. I forgot what her name was. They were trying to avoid talking about a lot of things. Really, they kept saying, "You're not looking at the context." Like, come on, you clearly have a bias. Like when they banned Alex Jones and Gavin McInnes. Like, okay, you're banned. Like Gavin McInnes. Let's start with him. You're banned just because he was the founder of the Proud Boys. Just because he was associated with them, he didn't say anything to violate your rules or anything. Yeah, Alex Jones. Yep. They said he threatened someone on Twitter, which there was no evidence of that at all. It's obvious they banned him just because they didn't like what a lot of the things he said, and because because like Alex Jones, obviously he reveals a lot of stuff, and the elites the elites hate that. So they probably told Silicon Valley, take him out. Yeah,
I agree completely. And what they're doing though is people are still looking for that information, so they're just going to other places.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there who actually believe Alex Jones is he's like a Freemason. Which what a Freemason is, like people that go out there and secretly reveal the information. They put in higher positions to make them seem like heroes and stuff like that. And that Alex is just revealing everything before it happens. I don't believe that actually. That part I do not believe. I believe he truly is going after them. As you know, they call him a far right person. He's not far right. He's actually more closer to a moderate. Because if you recall back during the 2000 election between Bush and Gore, he was actually going after Bush heavily. He even got arrested for calling him out, for protesting against him.
Yeah, no, I did not remember that, but yeah, I agree with you. People thought he was some type of MAGA, Trump guy. No, that's not his ideology. At the moment, Trump's strength kind of intersected with what Alex Jones wanted, but he's not a Trump dude by any means.
Yeah. After he hated that Trump rolled out the V's. He hated that, which And my view is I think as Trump I'm trying to word this correctly. Trump he didn't think it should be forced. He was just rolling it out. That's all he was doing. That's all he said was. Mm-hmm. And I think as long as you're not forcing people to get them, no problem. Not even a little. If you want to get it, that's your full right. If you don't, fine. Either both.
Yeah. Trump got played.
Yeah. But recently, Alex Jones has been backing off a little, off going off on Trump, just a little, especially when he I believe it was a month ago, he had Marjorie Taylor Greene on a show, and basically they were talking, and basically Alex was saying they hate her just because she's allies with Trump, and so yeah.
I think Marjorie Taylor Greene is the real leader of the populist right now. Trump is the figurehead, mascot, but Marjorie Taylor Greene is the knowledgeable one, the one that's really running it, I think.
Yeah, my view on her beforehand was I thought she was just a congresswoman. I didn't pay too much attention to it. I didn't know she was crazy or anything. I just heard people say that. And then when I found out, when she went on Tim Pool's podcast, holy shit! I didn't know that that Congress never voted on these bills. They just roll call them. I didn't know that beforehand. Yep. And then we found out that. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was a great moment. And I didn't realize a lot of people didn't know that. I actually, even though I was blue-pilled back in the past, I actually watch a lot of C-SPAN. Have you ever watched C-SPAN? Very boring.
A little of it.
But I loved C-SPAN because they just show you the candidate when they had a speech or whatever, and then when they took phone calls, they took Republicans, Independents, Democrats. They were very neutral. So I loved C-SPAN, and they would show the House votes, and you would see them, and I would be like, "What's happening?" And they would actually show you what Marjorie Taylor Greene was talking about. So I kind of knew that. It was but obviously they didn't like her promoting that.
She even said that not just Democrats were criticizing her for forcing a roll call vote. She even said Republicans were doing it too. oh my God, like this goes even deeper. Like like I said, when the World Economic Forum, they said they infiltrated governments. They didn't just infiltrate one side; they infiltrated both sides.
Yeah,
Right?
and I think we really have a one-party system, and we have for many years. And Donald Trump has infiltrated, in a way, the Republican side.
Yeah, like
So now we for no, go ahead.
like in 2016, Trump, even though he was a registered Republican, he ran more as an independent. Then in
Yep.
2020, he ran more closer to as a Republican, which to a degree I think that may have been a mistake. It may have been.
Oh yeah.
Like I haven't.
No,
I haven't.
that was a mistake. Yeah.
What? I haven't figured.
No, it was a mistake. Yeah, you're talking about the 2020 run, his approach in 2020.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was he wasn't the same guy as the 2016 guy, but he was in the swamp for 4 years basically, and it had taken him down, man. Everybody, that's why he had to have his family around him. He couldn't trust anybody. Everybody was taking him down.
Like Russian Gate, for instance, because like he couldn't make a deal with Russia beforehand because like he would have been considered Russia collusion, Russia Gate, whatever. And basically, like the idea that the Russians got Trump in was asinine because like when they first tried to impeach Trump, they found out, oh, Trump doesn't have any Russian connections, so a lot of them were forced to apologize for it. Now, basically, like what they could say is that if there was any collusion, it had to be people around him because everyone around him would basically become a lobbyist. So basically, they would have Russia connections.
Yep, exactly. So I think we'll see what happens in 2024 if he runs or not. It's really only him or DeSantis, the only right.
It clearly is. Like my view is, I'm still convinced about this. A lot of people completely don't believe it. I still think Trump will run and DeSantis will be his VP. I still believe that.
Wow, and you could be right. It could happen.
And a lot of people saying one of the reasons why is because like they're both alphas, like they could not work together. I disagree with that because I think they would both put that aside and they would realize that the way to win this, put the two big dogs together, the two biggest ones together. There's no way they can stop us.
I like how you're thinking. I mean, that would be great if that happened. That would be great because you would try to get the momentum into 2028. For DeSantis to take over, and DeSantis can actually help Trump navigate the swamp.
Yeah, and like in the midterms this year, DeSantis is running for re-election. He's good. Whoever his opponent is, he's going to wipe the floor with them. Like I believe it was Nikki Fried. Is that the Democrat candidate? I believe.
Yeah.
She either yesterday or the day before she posted like a tweet that's saying DeSantis won Florida by less than half a point, so we can easily defeat him. Well, if you realize that since 2020 and 2021, and now, he's changed Florida overall. He's changed Florida from a purple state, which when it was purple, if it would lean anywhere, it would lean blue. It now is a full-on red state. He's turned it to a red state, and like now, Republicans have for the first time in history have a majority over the Democrats in Florida.
Yeah, it's not that for people who think. Yeah, for people who think it's going to be close, don't think that. It's weird to go back and think about DeSantis somewhat barely beat. Who was that? The candidate who was awful, had the scandal. I don't want to get too much into the Florida, the Democrat that DeSantis beat. I already forgot.
The guy, I don't remember. I know who you're talking about, but he was the guy that was caught doing drugs and fucking like some dude in a hotel.
I didn't want to go that, but yes, that dude. Was it Andrew? I forgot his name, but embarrassment.
I'm gonna recheck that. Give me
I don't know why I can't think of his name anymore, but it was pathetic. But what my point is that it's crazy to go back and think that in a way DeSantis barely beat that dude. And DeSantis now is in a whole nother level. Florida's in a whole different place.
Yeah, what was his name again? I'm trying to. Andrew Gillum. Andrew Gillum.
Thank you. I knew it began with an A. Yeah, but now, did Do you have the totals there, the percentage?
Oh,
What did
shoot.
DeSantis win by? Oh, don't worry
Give
about
me
it.
1 second. I'm
It's not
going to back
important.
you up.
But it's just
I-
curious thinking about it.
It was by a few thousand, I believe.
That's it? Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
I hate to go to check the CNN, but I got no choice but to check it right now.
Oh, if they got facts, it's fine.
Oh, not even 1,000. Well, wait. My mistake. It was a few thousand. My mistake. DeSantis had 4,076,186 votes, and Gillum had 4,043,723 votes.
Man, that is crazy. I can't believe it was that close.
Yeah, but now with I think Florida had the Republicans in Florida now have an advantage now.
Oh yeah. Oh, that it wouldn't even be a debate now. We're in such a different place now. It wouldn't even be a debate. Wouldn't even be a problem. I mean, it would be nothing. Now, here's the thing. Do you think DeSantis would be more helpful overall to our country staying as governor or being VP, hypothetically, in 2024?
Right now, if I had to lean towards one, it would be staying as governor. Because here's why. Because even though Florida is now a red state, I don't think it's because of Republicans it's become a red state. I think it's because of DeSantis himself is why it's become a red state. And if DeSantis was no longer there, in my view, the possibility of a Democrat being put as the governor in Florida goes up dramatically. I think that's a great point.
I think that's a great point. Yeah. So we'll see what happens in the midterms. I think this is obviously a huge deal. Not just a red wave, but it's got to be led by the real populist right as much as possible.
Yeah, I believe so because I've been hearing what's Biden's approval rating right now? Is it under 40?
Oh yeah, last I looked, it was it 37 or something? But it depends on which poll. But
yeah, and I heard on Tim Pool's podcast is that people are switching from Democrat to Republican 4 times more than Republicans switching to Democrats.
Yep. So now the average here, the Real Clear Politics average is 41% approval.
Yeah. I think it's lower. I don't think
I think it's lower too. Yeah.
I don't think they're reporting the right results. Yeah. All you have to look at for the gas prices. I don't drive, but if I did, oh my God, there's no way I could get through it. Yeah. But I have friends and family that drive and they are pissed off.
Yep. Yeah. Just when you start affecting just common normies that don't even pay attention about politics and they see the gas prices going up, bread, all this stuff, meat going up, they start wondering what the hell's going on, and not in a good way.
Yeah. You know Shannon Sharp, right? The guy on
yeah, I know. He said that's my boy.
Did you see that tweet where he says he in the tweet he said that why are gas prices this high? And then someone in the comments said, would you rather this or Trump? And he says that he'd rather pay $20 a gallon than have Trump back. Okay, you're a millionaire, but how do you expect the rest of us to pay for it? You can pay for anything, really.
Yeah, it's this. Yeah. It's this. It's still stuck in my head how you said Elon didn't have a choice but to build a factory in China. Yeah. It feels the same way if you are in. It's almost any industry, but especially Hollywood or TV. Yeah. You almost have no choice. Who's on TV right now other than Tucker, who goes against that type of, thing where everybody has to be anti-Trump? It's not many people, right?
Laura Ingraham and Hannity and Gutfield, I believe.
Mm-hmm. And you see some on Fox News.
There's a few on Newsmax. I forgot who their names is because I haven't watched Newsmax in a while. Last time I watched it was when Trump did his rally in Texas on January 29th, which was my birthday, to be honest. So that was a huge birthday present to me.
Yeah. And then Newsmax, didn't they get pulled?
No, that was not Newsmax. That was OAN from AT&T.
Okay, OAN. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it almost feels like Shannon Sharp either had to ignore the tweet or he had to go against Trump, because what if he had said something like, "Hey, what if he would have said, yeah, maybe it would have been better." I don't. He could have been fired. I mean, he could have
Well,
eventually.
well, I actually think Shannon Sharp actually believes what he's saying. I truly believe
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
have you seen all the videos on Undisputed? I don't watch Undisputed anymore that much, really.
I used to. Yeah, I used to.
Yeah.
I used to watch it every day.
Yeah,
But
same
now.
here. Did you, he literally repeated out all the propaganda stuff beforehand, like saying, "Oh, we know for a fact that Russia tried to interfere in 2016." Yeah. And then he says like nothing was suspicious about 2020. We'll leave that there.
Wow.
And he was saying like when Georgia passed that voter ID law, he was saying how racist it was. They're trying to stop black people from voting, and says that he's glad that Major League Baseball boycotted Georgia that year, and that he's saying that they should boycott Florida, Texas, and any other state that passes voter ID laws. Yeah,
that hurts for me to see because he's so funny. He was a great player. He's a very bright dude. We're seeing a very smart, intelligent people fall victim to, in my opinion, because all the stuff they're saying is not based in fact.
Yeah,
they can't argue facts on any of this stuff, and they're falling victim to this state-sponsored religion.
Like I don't know if it was Shannon or Skip or some other network. I forgot who it was, but they were basically calling Aaron Rodgers a white supremacist or white supremacist. Yeah, because the Joe Rogan situation thing.
Yeah. And it's fine. It's like, if you don't agree with him, fine, but why are we doing this white supremacist stuff with it? Like, they don't call Nancy Pelosi a white supremacist, so why are you calling Aaron Rodgers? I don't even get that.
Yeah. Oh, did you know Nancy Pelosi and her husband bought Tesla stock before Biden signed that electric car bill?
They're just out in the open now with it.
They knew it was happening.
It's legal. It's legal. Like
that's illegal.
They're not breaking it.
They actually are. You could, because if you know a bill is going to be signed that's going to benefit an industry, you are not allowed to buy stock from that just right beforehand. You can't. That's illegal. Yes, it is illegal.
But so then now how would you who's going to investigate it? How do you even look into it? Yeah,
no one.
I mean, it's like
while they're not investigating Pelosi or anything like that, they're desperately trying to get the DOJ to investigate Trump for January 6th. Yeah.
Yep.
And other stuff too. Like, did you know in Manhattan, New York, I believe it was Manhattan, they closed the investigation on Trump permanently because they couldn't find anything on him. They couldn't.
Yep, it was nothing. Yeah, it was nothing there. But they're still trying to stop Marjorie Taylor Greene from being on the ballot even.
Well, not
Trump
just her,
too.
but
I think they're
not just them, but also other people too.
Mm-hmm.
The January 6th committee, the report comes out this summer, I believe. I could be wrong, but I believe it comes out this summer. And basically, Marjorie Taylor Greene even said that when it comes out, they said that we might start hearing discussions about whether or not people in Congress should be disqualified because because obviously this committee has extremely biased no matter what. And basically, they're going to say members of Congress and Trump colluded to start an insurrection or something like that. Like they realize this that if they can't win, let's change the rules to disqualify them.
Yep, and they know that when the red wave comes, the J6 committee's done. Gone. And then now it's going to be other because I don't know if Biden will be president, but you'll still have a Democrat president. So there's not going to be much legislation. The Republicans are just going to do all these investigations.
You remember last year and this in January too, they were so desperate to pass that voting rights bill. They were so desperate. And then Joe Manchin, and the way to do that, they had to end the filibuster. And when Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema refused to do that, they were pissed. They went after them, and they're still going after them.
Yeah. I'm not really a huge fan of either one of them, but I am so. We better be grateful because what was in that bill It's still, still around, but what's in that bill is some of the scariest stuff I've ever seen.
Well, I'm actually a fan of Joe Manchin. There's a lot of his social issues. There's a lot of social issues I disagree with him about, like his opinions on immigration, but like his economic issues, I actually agree with him on them. And like he's the most closest to a moderate. Like he may even be more closer to a libertarian, actually, or even like
he voted for,
or even
he
like
voted
a
for
classic
Ketanji
liberal.
Brown Jackson though. Yeah, he voted to confirm Ketanji.
I think
that's disappointing to me.
Yeah, that's why I disagree with him on his social issues too.
Socialist,
yeah, and like same thing with Kirsten Sinema. Even though she's more closer to, I disagree with her social issues more than I disagree with Manchin's. But her economic views, they're not. I don't like them as much as Manchin's, but I still like them enough, though.
Yeah, they're more kind of in the middle.
Yeah. Then I prefer like Trump's economic issues more because I'm more of a conservative. But like I'm fine with Manchin's and Sinema's, actually. Yeah. Like
the one thing with Trump. Well, I was gonna say the one thing with Trump economically, he spent a lot. Like he didn't. I mean, he was reckless with the spend. What do you think about that with Trump?
I agree with that. Like Trump, and same thing with Reagan. Like I'm a huge fan of Reagan. He's both of them are two of my favorite presidents of all time. But two of them, not the most my favorite, but two of them. But the one problem they always had was the spending. They couldn't get the spending under control, but they were able to do everything else good. So
yeah, and part of the I kind of see where Trump's going is like I don't get any brownie points for not spending. So and then he did the tax cuts too. So he's like, here.
Yeah, and also I heard this like part of like someone beforehand, like a few weeks ago, was saying that about the inflation issues. Like it's not just the Biden administration or other things like that. They said that Trump is too, because like he signed off on all these bills to print money and stuff like that. And my response to it was, Trump didn't really have a choice, because like at the beginning of this pandemic, we didn't know what this was going to be. And like and because like state like and as it got closer and as it got further, a few months afterwards, like Democrat governors would not open the states up, so there had to be stimulus to them, even though it was their fault, because like we can't just leave those people behind. We have to make sure that they have something. And then when it got closer to the election, like Trump vetoed a few of these stimulus and bills and stuff like that, but Congress overrid them. So that's not really Trump's fault.
I agree. I did the same thing on the video. I said the problem was the lockdowns, and that happened at the state level for the most part. It was the state thing, and that's what caused having to do the bills for stimulus. But if the stimulus bills were just the payments to American people and none of this other gunk, it wouldn't have been that bad. Most of it was just all trash.
Like, you remember like they gave like Americans like $1,200 and gave like illegal immigrants like $2,000?
I saw, it was crazy. Yeah, but I got to run here in a second. But can I ask you one last thing before we go?
Sure. Yeah, sure thing, man.
Midterms.
Yeah,
I'm. Something feels weird about the midterms to me. Why haven't the Democrats changed? I guess you can see some people are changing their tune a little bit, but they're still kind of knee deep in the critical theory and the gender stuff, and it's not helping them for midterms. Why do you see that they're not? Why do you think they're not changing?
Well, I think they truly believe it, but I think part of the reason why they truly believe it is because like they have a psychosis where like they just can't accept that that it's not true or anything. They actually truly believe what they're saying, like all the crap they're saying. Yeah.
Wow. So do you think to me that only leads us to one place, and that is a national divorce? I don't know when that happens. If it's 5 years, 4 years, what? Do you agree with that? That's the only place that can take us.
Yeah, national divorce or civil war, and the one I feel that is more likely is the national divorce, and here's why. Because like I think even blue states. Well, there's not really any blue states. There's just blue cities and red states, except outside of California and New York. Like there's no way, because with all like these restrictive gun laws and stuff like that, they wouldn't stand a chance against red states, really. And like also, I don't think it would be like necessarily red and blue states, because like there's no real way to divide up the country. Like if you look at the U.S. map, they're like the entire central part of the U.S. is all red. Like in the entire, was it northeast, northwest, northeast, like where New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, Maryland, all that is extremely deep blue. Outside of maybe New Hampshire, New Hampshire, it's all deep blue. And then you go down south where all the entire south is red. It's except New Mexico. And then you go to the northwest, California, Oregon, Washington. It's all deep blue, like literally like. So, and also there's a book you should check out. Maybe you should look into this. It's called The 9 Nations of North America. Yeah, I told you about this beforehand. I remember a few months ago. Yeah, you should check that out.
Oh yeah, I think you chatted it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think though? Like, have you thought the national divorce? Like, how would that go? Are you saying that it would actually pass through the? Well, I don't even know what the process would be.
The federal government would not just stand by and let it happen. They would do everything in their power to avoid it, because if it happened, they would lose access to resources and tax dollars.
Yeah.
So what I think would have to be is that we would have to just forcibly not do anything. States, they would just stop sending money to the federal government, because like in reality, if you really look deep into it, the states, they don't have any reason to send money to the federal government. They're just doing it willingly. They for real, they're willingly doing it. If they just they don't have to do it. Like what is the federal government going to do? Are they just going to send people in and forcibly make them send all the money to them? I don't believe they would. And also, the way the federal government would have to try to keep the country together is with the military, because they would have to just send the military in and declare martial law. Well,
they don't have enough.
Well, even if they did have enough, a lot of the military they're conservatives or libertarians or just people that lean on to the right, or they're just constitutionalists. Like they do not believe in like all this crap and stuff like that. They would not stand for it, because like in reality, the military, they are the ones who truly control. Well, they control the federal government. The states, like we the people, we actually control it. Like outside of maybe California, New York, because we control it because we have the Second Amendment. Like they can't do anything because we have that. That's why they're so desperate to get rid of it, because they can't go through all their agendas with it there. Like just like the founders said, the Second Amendment is not there for hunting purposes or anything like that. It's there to protect us from tyrannical government, both foreign and domestic. They said that.
Yes.
Yeah. Like if the founders were alive today and they saw all these restrictive gun laws going on, they would freak out. Like I think they're all of them are probably turning in their graves right now just thinking about all this. Because like after the Civil War, if you didn't know, part of the reason why the Second Amendment was passed was because like the citizens they were worried that the government was going to try to disarm them. And the government, they realized that, so they didn't want to do it, because like the militia is the main reason why they were able to win the Revolutionary War. So they had to make sure that these people had the rights to have guns. And in my view, like almost every law on the books about gun control is unconstitutional. Almost every one of them. Like the biggest one, the National Firearms Act. Like I believe that's what it's called. Yeah, the National Firearms Act.
Yeah.
Basically, it bans machine guns and short-barreled rifles and short-barreled shotguns. Which, if you look at short-barreled shotguns and short-barreled rifles, there's not much difference between them and regular and long ones. There's not any difference at all. Like, because I've shot guns before. I love guns. And the thing about automatic machine guns, the only reason that was banned, well, most of them are banned, not all of them, but the ones that aren't banned, you have to get an extreme, you have to wait a while before you're able to get one, because you have to be investigated. And then if you do get approved, you're constantly watched all the time.
Wow.
Yeah, you are constantly watched.
Well, I love the Marjorie. Well, yeah. I mean, that we were talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene. She said abolish the ATF. They don't want to hear that.
Yeah. I believe like everyone should, like here's something that a lot of people don't realize. Like these globalists and stuff like that, they've taken everyone's guns except America's and Switzerland's. And when they get our guns, they can have their world tyranny. Like, if it wasn't for the Second Amendment, I truly believe the Great Reset would have already been implemented. It would have been
absolutely,
absolutely. Because like these globalists and the government, they actually fear us, the people. And as long as we have the Second Amendment there to protect us from them, they can't go with their agenda because they would lose. Yeah, like yeah. And so, where do you see the world going in the next 10, 20 years now? Where do you see that going?
Yeah, America is where I'm the most knowledgeable. I'm learning about the world now, starting getting to France, and we got the election going on over there now. But my first thought is America. I don't know how it's going to divide, but it's going to divide, and I just hope it's not ugly.
Yeah, I will always have America no matter what. But if America did fall, the only place that I would go, the only place would be Switzerland, because like if you didn't know, they're actually more pro-gun than we are over here by a lot. Like they encourage people from a young age to get guns and get training for guns. Like, yeah. And something about Switzerland, this is actually a fact. That's where the World Economic Forum is headquartered, there in Switzerland. And they're clearly
is that the reason Davos?
Yep. Yeah. Because of the tax breaks. That's why. Yeah. They're not dumb. They know what they're doing. So yeah. Yeah.
All right. Cool, man. Well, I gotta run, but I appreciate it.
I do, man. So where can my audience find you, man?
Oh yeah, you can search me on Twitter. I have my handle there at Stuck, the letter NDAMID. You can search that in YouTube too. You'll find my channel Stuck in the Middle, and I'm literally just a guy in my basement. I like to talk. Great talk with you, Ray. I talk with anybody. I learned a lot.
Yeah, I'm just here in my spare bedroom. Really, I just live in an apartment. This is just my spare bedroom, and this episode is actually going to be releasing on Tuesday because I got an episode that I recorded last night. It's going to be releasing tomorrow, and it's about the moon landing being fake because I believe it was fake.
I know. I've gotten into that too, and it hurts me to say that I'm open. Let's just say I'm open to that conspiracy theory.
I don't think it's a conspiracy theory. I think it's just a conspiracy. Yeah, like tomorrow when it drops, you should check it out, man, because I think you'll learn some stuff from it.
Oh, I will definitely. I've been down that rabbit hole a little bit, and it started getting harder to explain how it really happened than how it didn't, and that's how I'm like,
I'm probably thinking about I might record another episode tomorrow, and that would be released on Tuesday. I mean, not Tuesday, Wednesday.
Okay.
Wednesday. Because usually I release episodes like once a week, but I'm actually doing something a little different now. I'm just testing the waters to see if I can release multiple episodes a week.
Do your thing, man.
Yeah, because like I want my podcast to grow, and because I love doing this because it gives me something to do with my spare time, but also like it helps me with like stress and stuff like that, just so I can get all what I really believe out there, because like I love to talk, and a lot of people, they don't like to hear my opinions, my family and friends, so it's because I can't talk to them about them, because a lot of my friends they're pretty left, so I use this to like communicate what my true thoughts are. Like, this is what I truly believe. And like, might get called a nut job, but at least I can say what I believe here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Please call me a nut job. That's how you got to get these thoughts out and feelings out. And then my thoughts are constantly formulating. Yeah. So I'm a work in progress, but I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Ray.
And Osiris, I'm still botching it.
Oh no, that's right. It's Osiris. It's Egyptian god. Yep.
Yeah. I found your channel because I was just looking up Tim Pool, and I saw that one of your videos about him was just in the feed. So I just clicked on it, and then
Tim Pool is one of the guys I've really watched a lot. So
all right. You got all of you guys. You can subscribe to this channel, share it, and turn on notifications. Also follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Rumble, subscribe to me on Rumble, subscribe to me on BitChute, follow me on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, and Cloud Hub, and what was the other one? And Gab. Yeah, I don't have Truth Social yet. But once it drops on Android, I'm gonna get that because, And this has been a great talk with you, man. We got to do this again.
Oh, for sure. We'll do it again. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, and
also, and have you on my show too? If we'll hook that up.
Sure. Also, I'm going to be since this year is going to be the midterms on that day. I'm actually going to be doing a live stream for pretty much the entire day. I'm going to invite a lot of people on. You should come on too, just for make an appearance and talk for a little bit.
I'd love to, man. Love to.
Yeah. Because I've been talking to a few other people about it, and they said they will, and I can't wait for that. That's going to be an entirely the entire day. Well, maybe not the entire day, but a giant portion of the day. We're just going to be on here reviewing the midterms. All right. This has been Osiris. This is me, Ray, aka Mr. Ray Infinity, the host of the Ray Infinity Show. Catch you guys next time. Peace.